is May 2nd, 2023. Still going on today. Pulled over, gave him big long statements of what happened. People scattered. See, it's not funny when you put it all together. You know, during the case, right after everything started, they said Karen had a rich boyfriend that was taking care of her. Okay? And they would walk, the businesses talked about him and everything. I didn't have a boyfriend. Well, Karen's got a rich boyfriend that takes care of her. Didn't have a rich boyfriend. Didn't have a boyfriend. How much you want to bet it was retired Judge Pete, where it came out that Dave hired him on his own to stalk me? He was the one drugging me, beating, raping me, and Dave was letting it happen. Here he is, a serial rapist, going in, stalking some innocent woman, which is illegal. Dave cannot hire a man to kick in our door and set up mountain cameras and stalk me. You have a right to be safe and secure in your own home. Fourth Amendment. You also have a right to remain quiet and a right to attorney. He's a retired judge. He knows it'll be kicked out. They can't look or listen to it. Okay? He's stalking me. They lie they have sodium pentothal reports. They're date rape drugging me. Tell me to say something stupid with amnesia drugs, so I do and say what they're told. Okay? And my private area is all swollen and infected. Okay? Why don't you think about this? So he knows this, and he's in there raping me, beating me, leaving marks all over me. Date rape drugging me, telling me to say something stupid. And like they could use it against me, photoshopping shower scenes. And he's taking advantage of me. How much you want to bet? He was the one telling everybody he was my rich boyfriend. You know, I can get crude and rude with his fat, ugly wife, for it's my daughter husband dates. You know, you fat, ugly bitch. Your husband's so desperate, he has to stalk innocent women. He has to break in and date rape, drug them, lie they have sodium pentothal reports, and then rape them, and they wake up with bruises in an infected private area, and beat on them. You think it's funny doing that? Huh? Your husband's a serial rapist. Huh? You think it's funny, you fat old bitch? Having your husband have to go out and rape innocent women, stalk them in their beds, watching them make love to their husband, watch them in the shower, sex traffic videos to make money for Pretty Princess, a serial killer? Huh? Because it keeps Princess happy and money. We sell people to be murdered. We have them raped. We we sex traffic videos of people making love with their husband in the shower. We Photoshop shower scenes. We date rape, drug people, and tell them to say stuff. Leaves people beaten, bruised, and infected private area. Yeah, but we get money out of it, right? You can claim insanity, right? How much you want to bet Pete was the one telling everybody it was my rich boyfriend? Well, bitch, if he would have kept your husband happy at home, maybe he wouldn't be out raping innocent women in their house. Leaving them date rape, drugged, throwing up, dizzy, infected. Hard telling what that sick bastard did to me. That whole family's mentally sick. They're serial killers, a part of the big human trafficking gang. And if they pull my case, they're working with the Detroit Boys and the Kingsmen. You got them dead to rights. In with the human traffickers. Dave and retired Judge Pete. People were talking. Karen's ex-husband ratted out Pete. He ratted out Will, too. If that was, this is where it's going to come down to it. If they pull the audio of me talking to that agent, some other guy said she did try to tell that agent everything, where the guy showed up at that church and said he was FBI asking about threats on my life. And Dave even told Danny he's seen him and he talked to him personally. So when I tried to tell Will, the next day some guy had showed up the night before, called me a liar. Why did you call me a liar? It'd been, my God, how did they find out? Call Apostolic Church of Robert didn't have them. Huh? Find out they did because he told Danny on the 15-16, he's seen an agent up there asking about threats on life that he talked to him personally. Said he was looking into it on his own. So was that retired Judge Pete pretending to be Will? Or was that Will and he was in on it with him? Tried to tell him about the guy threatening to knife me. Screamed at me, do you know if there's a camera by the bench? I don't know. I tried to get away from him. He tried to kidnap me and tried to carjack me before. Threatened to knife me. I got away from him. Instead of, thank God you got away from him, some crazy Pizza Hut lady is getting paid to watch. I'll find out who they are. There's a Detroit boy as a kidnapper. Went on serial killer. He's still loose. Still trying to grab people. He's got several. Yeah. Was there a camera by the bench? I don't know. Well, you either say you're lying or I'll put you in jail. He threatens to arrest me until I say what he wants. Badgering laws, Department of Justice, 1729. You have to take a victim or witness or informant statement if you believe it or not and follow through. It's obstruction to justice, tampering with evidence, and tampering with witnesses. You cannot use... See, this is where retired Judge Pete knows the law. That only police and agencies can be in a home under a threat of life with statements. It's illegal search and seizure. It's 2 to 20 years. They can never look or listen. Your husband that has been trying to kill you cannot hire a hitman to break in and drug you and frame you. It's illegal. You have a right to be safe and secure in your own home, 4th Amendment, and you have a right to remain quiet and a right to an attorney. So, what's wrong with this? There can't be a tape before, like all the police say. All what they did is illegal, and we could never look or listen. It's the truth. They can't. It's a severe 4th Amendment violation. Your husband that's trying to kill you cannot hire a hitman to break in your door while you're out. Then he makes up an excuse that some other realtor's passing out keys. Don't report it. And then have that bastard break in, and by the next week you got bruises all over you, you're throwing up, you're almost passing out, your heart's racing, you're short of breath. When it wears off and you don't know what happened to you, you don't know where all these bruises came from, and then you get an infected private area, and it's so bad. I had to go on medication from the doctor. It was all summer long, and I was fine until I moved up there. They were raping me. They raped me. Huh? They raped me. They bragged that they drugged me and told me to say stuff. They bragged they put a shower scene in the other room. They bragged that it was retired Judge Pete on his own, photoshopping, date rape, drugging everything, and making everything up on me. Been bragging it for years. And then Dave rats him out on April 15th or 16th of 23 to our son Danny. His phone's booked. Where Gabe goes up to Danny. I heard what she said to Shane. Now this is funny. He said, I know, I called my dad. He said he didn't know why that other guy confessed, where Eric came in November 18, 2022. Walmart 62, 2 to 6 p.m. by the hair salon. All the tapes before were me and not her. It was my idea to come up with it. My idea to say it. My idea to do it. For all these people turn on her and they fell for it. Ha! Confessed. He said he didn't know why that guy confessed. Dad said that he hired some guy named Pete on his own to tape her unaware, and he was the one doing it to her before. Only they got Eric high and had him go in and confess. Their date rape drugs are sleepwalking for 4 to 6 hours. Said that Pete has it set up. She can't get no money. He can't stop it. Nothing else is admissible. They can't even look at it. It's illegal search and seizure. Stocking tapes. He knows that. It's a severe 4th Amendment right to be safe and secure in your own home, and then the 5th and 6th. You can't be in somebody's inner home or inner office watching them with button cameras. It's stalking. Dave can't hire a stalker or a hitman to frame me in my home, let alone break in. And they're the ones that were lying. They had sodium pentothal reports. They were date rape drugging me so I'd be sleepwalking for 4 to 6 hours. They're amnesia drugs. You're wide awake under somebody else's control. You agree, you talk with them, you'll have sex with them, you'll do anything in the world, and you have no memory. You're a human zombie. There's over 300 drugs that they can either mix together or a combination of some, and it's amnesia drugs. You're sleepwalking. They reviewed Eric and had him confess on something he didn't do. Said Dad said he didn't know why that guy confessed. Huh? Because he had hired some guy named Pete on his own to tape her unaware before. He was the one up there alone doing it. Retired Judge Pete, ratted him out. And then they think they're so great. They got to set up. She can never have any money. He can't stop it. Has nothing admissible. They did all those horrible crimes to me, and nothing's admissible. And that retired judge knew that. He knows the law. Even Dave knows it's not. He knows nobody can watch you alone in your house in button cameras. Stalking. He can't hire a hitman to frame his wife, date rape drugger, Photoshop scenes, and think it's admissible in their own home. They all both know better. They're running a big scam down here. Huh? We're going to put it that way. They're running a big scam. My friend from the prosecutor said it's a fraud scheme. Where they kicked in your door, they probably did set up on cameras. And they probably did Photoshop that shower scene. You had marks, you were throwing up, you were dizzy, almost passing out. They probably were date rape talking to you. They probably did tell you to say something stupid so you wouldn't remember. And as if they could be used against you. They can't even look or listen. That's where Officer Reinhardt in Louisville, the Portage County Sheriff, the Massillon Police, the Hartville Police, they had no right in your home. And we can't look or listen. They all know it. It's in the Department of Justice, backing the Constitution. Police and agencies can only be in a home under a threat of life with statements. They can't even look or listen. They have confessed to heinous crimes that will put them in life forever. Then, on that phone call to Danny, he said there was some agent up at that church asking everybody about the threats on her life. He's seen them. He even said he talked to him. Said he was looking into it on his own. So that was either Will, and he was in on it with Pete, to embezzle money from the federal government. Or is Pete dressed up as Will? Because the next day, I tried to tell that agent what happened. He called me a liar. And it's on a recorded line. I tried to tell him somebody was at that church telling on me. I tried to tell him about the guy threatened to knife me at Giant Eagle. And that he tried to kidnap me before. And he's screaming at me, calling me a liar. And is there a camera by that bench? I don't know. If you don't know if there's a camera, you either say you're a liar or I'll put you out. Battery laws, Department of Justice, 1729. You have to take a victim or a witness or informant statement if you believe it or not, follow through. Or it's obstruction, justice, tampering with evidence, and tampering with witnesses. It's 5 to 20 years what he did on the phone. Getting an idea how not funny this is. He let the Detroit boys' kidnapper that already killed my one co-worker's family member, had them laugh in her face. They tied her up and cut her into pieces. They went on to take my house manager's niece and a bunch of other people, and I heard he's still trying to grab people here. That's how not funny is. That's how not funny this is. Then makes me beg for my life, lists me informant for life for working this case, with diplomatic immunity for life, $5,000 a month for working this case. And they'll always put it back even when I tell, as if nothing ever happened, can't be legally charged for anything again for working this case, and I have that money to live on. I never got a dime, and he left me up there to die. I didn't believe he was real. So I Googled where he said he was when Dave was threatening Dixie and the baby's life and had a list. I found him. They yelled out, well, he's got a list. I'm working on it. He heard him. I seen the guy right before the Christmas of 18. He was walking down the road, and he took off through a side woods. I had to swerve around him and hit the garage door opener, get in the garage, close it down, and run in and call Will that I seen him outside. He was down the road. Do you know what happened within a few weeks? They set up the gunshot night. He was literally down the road from my house. And he knew it. Where the hell did he go? You can't just walk out on a case. Somebody's an informant. Diplomatic immunity. You're supposed to get money for life. You just can't leave him in high danger and just let it go. Do you realize I got tortured in protective custody, bashed in the head, beaten, raped? I've got almost shot in the head driving. There's a shooting night. There's probably people dead. People have been taken and human trafficked by the people that they used to hurt me. And they're connected. If they pull that case, it's a house of horror. And that retired Judge Pete hacked into the protected custody case and sold it by Thanksgiving of 18. I heard he's telling everybody he's Karen's Will. He's not my Will. And that Will has a lot to explain for. The main cop that went to Dave after I talked to Will about the threats on my life. This is where it don't make any sense. The agent talked to Dave. Why did they have a cop go ask Dave about the threats of my life? Per requirements of the Department of Justice, police and agencies can only be in a home under threat of life with statements. So where Katie's leaving threats in the mall on my life, cop go ask him about threats in my life. That's what it takes. When somebody agree to protect you, put you in protected custody, and then they have to talk to everybody about the knowledge of the threats in life before they start. Because see, that's where I'm wondering if it wasn't retired Judge Pete. But I was trying to tell that agent, and he called me a liar. It would have been, please hold and call Apostolic Church of Barberton. He would have found out I was telling the truth. Because Danny, he told Danny. He even talked to him. The police already ratted him out. November 6/22 at Trinity Gospel, that the agent that returned her call is the one that actually told on her to that church. Oh my Lord. And it was verified by an officer. See what I mean? He has a lot explaining to you. You don't just leave your informant in danger and leave her to a drug cartel to beat, rape, and torture while they're stealing other people and killing them. And they're running rampant down here. So where the hell did he go? There was never staying quiet. Dave said he even seen that agent. He even talked to him before I called him back. He could not have known about Pete and Dave's dirty tapes of them drugging me, beating me, raping me, sex trafficking videos of me and Dave in bed, shower scenes in the other room, and that they were raping me and beating me and leaving me thrown up with bruises and infected. And I didn't know what was wrong with me and I'm throwing up. That's human trafficking, somebody, sex trafficking. They took videos of my grandkids in the bathroom. That's as obtaining and dispensing kiddie porn. Sex trafficking videos of somebody naked with somebody else, where me and Dave were in bed, they took videos and sold it to people. That's a federal crime. Everything they did was a federal crime. And Dave's phone's legally blocked. And you know what? He confessed finally after 4 years. They even framed Eric. Got him high and had him come in and confess. November 1822, Walmart 62, 2 to 6 p.m. All the tapes before were me and not her. It was my idea to come up with it. My idea to say it. My idea to do it. For all these people turn on it. Ha ha ha. He's the guy. You know what Danny said? Dad said he didn't know where that guy confessed. Because they framed him. And drugged him up and told him to go see. He may be in jail somewhere. Somebody needs to let him go. And why hasn't Dave been arrested? You know, that's where my one friend that worked as a prosecutor, they have his confession. Why haven't they arrested him? He can't do this. No, he can't. And they can't use any of it. He even said that. They could never look or listen. He was a prosecutor. He had no right doing that. But for his confession that he did it, and those crimes, he goes to jail. And I got medical proof to back it up. I was seen for a migraine headache, dizzy, throwing up, short of breath, heart racing, dizzy, almost passing out, and a severe infection that wouldn't go away. You put date rape, drugging, and being raped. It makes sense. Kept me high all summer while they abused the hell out of me. That's sick. SOB. How could he do that to a human being? He had tried to kill me and I didn't die. So they came up with a thing to frame me if I didn't die. No, they think they can steal my informant money. Nothing's even admissible. That's where the whole thing of it is. And that retired judge knows that. He knows it. He knows the Constitution. Dave knows it. It's a big fraud scheme. See, that's where my friend that used to work at the prosecutor's office, he said, you know, where they kicked in the door, they probably did set up on cameras. It can't be used against you. Where you were sick and throwing up and dizzy, they probably did date rape drug. You had the signs of it. And they probably did tell you to say something stupid so you wouldn't remember. They can't use that either. They can't use anything they got before. It's illegal to look and listen. He even said that. It's a fraud scheme. They think if they tell enough people they can do it, they can do it. They can't. They can't even look or listen to it. And it's all crap. The nurse at Mercy Medical, this is how far they're altered. March 13, 21. They told her the only thing they had you on was adjusting yourself. The guy said, that's sick. She said, no, it's really funny. She just simply wiped off some water with clothes on. They didn't have anything else. Beat that. She had no wrongdoing and no wrong saying. And so did a ladies group that came down in January 22. They said they put two clips together, put me in a porn. It's not her. The way that what they were describing is like that's showering, right? Ha ha ha. She figured out what they did. Or they drugged her and told her to say it before, and I was drugged up so bad. Throwing up and dizzy and had marks and infected and been beat, raped, and human trafficked to that judge. How much you want to bet he was the one telling everybody, Karen has a rich boyfriend that takes care of her? How much you want to bet that judge was telling everybody he was my rich boyfriend because he was raping me? He tells everybody he's Karen's will. He's not my will. Will has a lot of explaining to do, but he's not my will. And I'm not in trouble for his fraud scheme of a house of horror. He has to answer for it. Somebody said Judge Pete found out Dave told on him. Everybody's been talking about him telling on Will and Pete for over 2 weeks. Why hasn't somebody arrested him? It don't matter what's on those tapes. They can't look or listen. Even the Portage County Sheriffs, we never could. No one had a right in your home to tape you unaware. It's illegal to. We could never look or listen. They did something that can never be looked at. And on top of it, over 10 people told on him for the shower scene in the other room and drugged and told us say stuff before. And even some of their bad men have admitted they broke in and drugged me and told me say stuff before. And they photoshopped everything, and it was retired Judge Pete drugging and photoshopping and making everything up on me. They've known about him for years. And Dave ratted him out that he hired him. April 15th, 1623. I told you investigators have been walking around, even was it February or March, I'm in Walmart hair salon on 62. And two investigators have told people for years, we told these people to stay out of this. We interviewed her whole family a long time ago. She's never hurt anybody, and nobody's ever seen anything. That's what they said June 23rd to July 4th of 21. What are these people talking about? We interviewed her whole family a long time ago. She's never hurt anybody. And the girls that were dating the drug dealers. Oh my goodness, the boys had to drug her to make her say that stuff. Nobody mentions those tapes again when we're out. Right in front of them. Uh-huh. Where there are fake sodium pentothal reports. Sodium pentothal, it's a lethal outlaw drug that you actually say yes to anything. And the questioner gets what it wants. Where would you get it? They outlawed it in 17. Case didn't start till 18. Huh? You'll admit to Pearl Harbor. You'll admit to anything under. You will too with date rape drugs too. You're a human zombie. I'm going to go ahead and upload this.